What is going on, everybody? This is the Amazombie, and this is your StarCraft 2 Newscast Weekly Edit. I believe we're on number 7 this time. I think. I'm trying out a whole new system. I'm going to try and kind of produce a show out of this one. Don't know how that's going to work, as I'm not that skilled in all this kind of jazz, but here we go. We got the webcam going on, we got the banner up top, we got some background images, and I don't know. I mean, you can see what's behind me here in my office. So, welcome everybody. This is, like I said, the Weekly Edit. If you've never listened or don't know what we do, I'm just going to give a quick overview here. Generally, 5 days a week, what I do is an SC2 newscast, a 3 to 5 minute podcast, just covering the day in StarCraft 2 esports and tournament and player news. On Tuesdays, what I like to do is this little thing we call the Weekly Edit, and it's just kind of an editorial. I'm going to read a few things in news over the last few days and kind of give my opinion about them. Mind you, I'm not a pro player, I'm not super high level, it's just kind of a normal guy, a big fan of the sport, a big fan of the scene and the tournament as a whole, and just kind of my point of view of what I see around me. So today we're going to start out with the big news that came out yesterday, in case you missed it. Our good friends in Korea, Team FXO, they've announced an acquisition, and a very big one at that. Team FoU, for our Utopia. That's right. You heard me correctly. We're talking about a Korean team here. So we have basically a situation where our foreigner heroes, FXO, the team that's been over in Korea for the past, month and a half, whatever they've been over there, participating in the team league, and they have acquired a Korean team. Now, the management, they will maintain two separate management arms, the foreign arm and the Korean arm, but they will still all be the same team. And they will still be together as a group. They will have access to the same team members, the same training schedule, everything, if that's what they want to do. Now, Team FoU, there's been a lot of rumors going around about some issues with Korean teams, and I'm wondering if this doesn't have anything to do with it. They didn't say anything about this, mind you, this is purely speculation. But there have been a lot of rumors going around that some of these Korean teams aren't doing very well. Not player-wise, but business-wise. And especially, of course, the Brood War team, since Brood War is kind of on a decline. I mean, there's still strength there, but it is declining for sure. Now, so I had heard, I believe it was We Made Fox's Brood War team is not doing very well, and we're talking about the back-end business political side of everything. I'm not talking about the team side at all. So I'm wondering if, now with some of those members going over to this F United team, I'm wondering if that doesn't have anything to do with it. And then we have FXO acquiring Team FoU, and I believe they will be called FXO Korea, I think is what it said that they'll be called. So a separate arm of the exact same team, two separate chunks of the same team. And I find this interesting for a couple of reasons. One, FXO we all know they're not the highest level team out there. Foreigner, Korean, anywhere. They do have a couple of high level players, mainly Sheth and QXC. Moonglade's actually pretty good too, but he hasn't been there with the team for whatever reason I'm not even going to speculate about that. But FXO has a bunch of okay players. Okay, not much better than me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to knock them, but compared to, let's say, the player class of a team like Dignitas or Liquid, they're not there. They're not. They may get there. They have a couple players with a lot of potential. Mainly, especially QXE, who I think could if he really kind of try, and he's been trying more. We saw him take a game in the team league, and it was actually pretty good. His macro starts slipping late game, or mid to late game, but his micro and his build orders are good. They're solid. And his aggressive drop style is very solid as well. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, I guess I'm getting off track here. But the point is, one, we have a Korean team that is now owned by a foreign team. I mean, that's essentially what we got. So, is this going to happen more? What is going on exactly with this Team F United, I wonder? What is the real behind-the-scenes jazz going on there? I'm not really sure, but I think there's more than they're telling us. And I would not be surprised if it comes out that there's another team or another situation like this. Now, back to FXO for a minute. We know there's a long history that FXO has money. They've shown us that house in Malaysia, which I'm kind of curious about this too, because apparently, from what I'm to understand, no one's actually lived there yet. Is that I might be wrong on that, but no one has actually lived in this house. They've just shown pictures of it and talked about it. And they keep talking about the players going to the Malaysian House. But I haven't actually seen them actually there. I haven't seen anything come from that. I don't know if that's even truly a thing or not. I'm not positive. I gotta believe him, though. I mean, when FX Boss comes out and says something, he generally means it. I'm not trying to say I don't trust him, but I just find this whole house situation a little strange. Anyway, they have money. Where exactly does this money come from? I'm curious. Does anybody know the answer to that? I mean, generally, yes, okay, sponsors. Who's their main sponsor? FXO. FX Open, right? So, I doubt FX Open bought them a team, and that FX Open bought them a house. And everything else that FX Open is apparently doing. I don't think that it's them. I mean, yeah, they're getting a good chunk of money from their sponsor there, but I don't think that's all. Where else are they getting money from? They have a few other minor sponsors. Is this guy just loaded? Are the owners of this team just independently wealthy? I wonder. Is this kind of a mixture of a pet project and a business project? I don't know. I mean, I'm asking. If you know the answers to these, go ahead, leave comments, let me know, because I don't know. I have no clue, and I don't trust that it's just coming straight from sponsors. Unless they also may have a private backer. That could be. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done talking about FX Open. We seem to be talking about them every week lately. So, in other news, let's see. What else do we got for you? Oh, this is some good news that some players will be excited about. Our hero, TLO, the little one, Team Liquid, he has been starting to return. That's correct. Starting to return to competitive play and streaming. That's very exciting, because I don't know about you, I am a huge TLO fan. One, because I love playing Zerg and I love playing Terran. Those are the two races that TLO plays. And two, because of course, no matter what you say about his playstyle, it is exciting. It'll always be exciting. You never know what you're going to get out of TLO for a day. Not only that, and yes, his build orders, some of them are insane, some of them are cheesy, whatever you want to call them. But what's great is, out of nowhere, his real strength, the thing that makes him outstanding, is his crisis management ability. His ability to just pull the most random crap out of his ass and win games. Anyone remember that TLO versus, I believe it was Hyperdub game in, I think it was the first GSL? Holy crap, that was amazing! That game one where TLO, there was TVT, there were nukes and tanks everywhere, and it was freaking amazing. And he was behind. He was actually the lesser skilled player. I not taking anything away, but he pulled that one. He pulled that win. And Hyperdub had no idea at that point in time how to win that game because of TLO. Unfortunately, he lost game 2, and then game 3 was that infamous double racks before Supply Depot, and it was not pretty. It was stupid. It was actually about a 5-minute game that was a complete waste of time. So anyway, TLO has been out. He was injured for the longest time. He has, it's like carpal tunnel syndrome or something like that, and which is a real painful bitch if you've ever felt it. I have a very, very minor case in my wrist, but nothing like what some of these players have. But TLO has been resting, and he's starting to return. And I'm wondering about his overall health. Like, is this something that they can actually deal with 100%? Or is it just, every 6 months he's going to have to take a break? I wonder. I don't want to see him have to sit out or stop playing. I want to see TLO playing the game. Yeah, he's not the best player in the world, but what he always is he has the ability to take games and matches off of any player in the entire world, no matter who they are. He has that ability. And there aren't many other players that I would say... There are some, but not a ton of the other players that I say have that ability. Out of nowhere can just... That you can never count them out. Even if they're 100 food behind late game, you can never count TLO out. And I'd love to see him back in the game, because the guy is he's just amazing. Last little thing I want to talk about. Other news of the day is, Acer. Acer Esports. They have announced a new team. Who's on this team so far, maybe you're wondering? How about Mondragon, Paranoid, Nurchio, and Osho? What do you guys think about that? I'm curious. Here's my take on it. One, it's another team, whatever. There's a million of them out there right now. But Acer Esports is a team that can have money, can have backing. They've just signed Mondragon and Paranoid, who Mondragon, I personally, is one of my favorite players to watch, and I personally think that if he just sits back and starts playing SC2 full-time, and not that he doesn't now, but he acts as if it's almost like a side note, right? Now, if he were to focus on SC2 100%, I think he has the ability to be just an absolute beast. A frickin' monster out there. On tournament scene, on whatever else. We saw how he did in that TL, what was it, the TSL3. I mean, yeah, I think he only won, past the round of 16, I think? And he lost in the next round, or was it the round of 32? I can't remember. But in those games, his playstyle was quite a bit different from what is normal, and he just dominated. Until he got knocked out, of course. But those games where he won were... It went from being like, oh, the game looks close, oh, the game looks close, oh, one guy's a little ahead, one guy's a little ahead, to... I don't know if they're going to win. This giant steamroller of Mondragon. And it was out of nowhere. Almost no one saw it coming. And he had the brilliant line of, oh yeah, how do you counter Void Rays? Just make more roaches, right? And that was basically from those Mondragon games. They were insane. So, I don't know. This is kind of interesting. Paranoid, who, of course, I believe Paranoid was an old Brood War player as well, if I remember correctly. As long as it's the same guy. I haven't looked into it to see if it is the same guy or not. Nurchio's been up and coming quite a bit lately. I'm not completely sold that he could be an absolutely amazing player, but I am sold that he could he could be a useful addition to a team. There's no doubting that Nurchio is a solid enough player for that, and he's come up with a couple of pretty good results in a few tournaments. Osho is a player that I've heard of, but I've never actually watched anything of, so I can't really give you much of an opinion on him. The last little bit of news from today that I just kind of wanted to talk about quickly is there's a big thread right now on the forums about Slayer's Jessica, and Slayer's Jessica is apparently overreacting to some flamers on the internet. Overreacting to people on the internet. First of all, that means that you take those people seriously. The internet is full of... does Slayer's Jessica not understand how the internet works? Maybe she doesn't. Maybe she really has not spent a ton of time on the internet. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't say for sure. But she's re-attacking people and threatening lawsuits or police or something. I mean, it just looks like it's a stupid mess. Don't feed the trolls. Okay, Slayers Jessica, you're part of an amazing team. You're a beautiful woman. Don't even pay attention to these friggin' idiots on the internet. Maybe she's not used to it because maybe her only exposure to a lot of the internet has been Team Liquid, and Team Liquid doesn't have a whole ton. I mean, yeah, there's trolls. Don't get me wrong, but there's not trolls like 4chan trolls, or you go to almost any other forum where their moderation is pretty much lacking, and those trolls are bad. So, I don't know what's going on. Slayers Jessica, just settle down. I mean, just settle down. Just don't pay attention to the a-holes. That's all. Don't feed them. Don't feed the trolls. That's going to be my message for today. So, I think that's going to be about it for today. This is about the length that I usually do. This might be a little bit longer. I haven't looked at the actual time. But, I'm trying out this video format. We'll see how it goes. Go ahead and leave comments. You can find us at sc2newscast.com. You can find us on Twitter at sc2newscast. There's Facebook. There's any other way you wanna do it. We do have the podcast 5 days a week. I usually post those by early morning to get your daily dose of just kind of the night in SC2 News, what went on. Mind you, spoilers, because basically I read it like a sports report. Just kind of go through the scores, tell you who won, who advanced, who didn't. That's pretty much the entire thing. So, if you like this format, if you're interested, go ahead and leave a comment. Leave a comment in the chat. Leave a comment wherever, any of the places. You can leave it on the website, sc2newscast.com, or the Facebook, the Twitter, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'll find it. Any other comments, any other suggestions, anything else, you can also email us at sc2newscast@gmail.com. This is what I'll be doing for a little while. I might be changing up the format still. I'm kind of playing with things, kind of experimenting, so go ahead and let me know if you're interested. I'm hoping to also be able to have some interviews with you at some point. That's going to be about it for today. Thank you again. This has been, I'm the Amazombie. This is the SC2 Newscast, and we are signing out.